We got some breaking news in the NFL. Ravens star QB Lamar Jackson contracts the COVID-19 virus. So right now, the Baltimore Ravens game at the Pittsburgh Steelers was delayed and postponed from Thanksgiving to next Tuesday. And actually, the next Baltimore game after that against the Dallas Cowboys was originally scheduled for next Thursday on Thursday Night Football, but was now rescheduled to the Monday after that. So they're going to have some extra time before their Week 12 game coming up. So really right now what I want to talk about is the Ravens QB situation, how they move forward from this. And some people may think it's a catastrophic thing. This is bad. Lamar Jackson's out, and of course it is. But speaking as I think you guys know my point of view on Lamar Jackson. I think that this may be an opportunity to see some veteran presence on the team. Robert Griffin III is the backup, and to me, the offense will not change drastically. He is a dual threat quarterback. He's only played, I believe, one game in the last couple of seasons, and he doesn't have much experience of late, but I think he has the ability to make plays. He can both run and pass, and I think in all likelihood the game plan will be similar for the Baltimore Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll love to run the ball with J.K. Dobbins, and their other Gus Edwards and their other running backs, because they have a pretty potent rushing attack. I do think that the Ravens will stick to that game plan, and I think RG3 will also be doing some running. I don't see that being an issue, but I think where their issue will come is in the passing game. I think the passing game will be limited. Lamar Jackson, of course, he struggles with the deep passing game, but they like to also throw the ball with him. I mean, he has that ability. But I think with Robert Griffin III, they're going to really dial it back. I think he's going to be throwing a lot of short passes, if anything. And if the run game stalls, I think they're going to be in trouble. I don't see much going past the running game. And the problem with this team right now is that Griffin's backup is Tyler Huntley, rookie out of Utah. He's also a dual-threat quarterback, but their third-string quarterback, Trace McSorley, is already on the team's COVID-19 reserve list, which means they only have two quarterbacks on the roster. Okay, so scratch out what I said about J.K. Dobbins and their potent running attack. Kind of missed something when I was reading this. So running backs Mark Ingram and J.K. Dobbins and defensive lineman Brandon Williams and Calais Campbell all tested positive for COVID-19 throughout this week. And now before Thursday, linebacker Pernell McPhee, center Matt Squira, and guard Patrick McCarry all tested positive, which means this is a problem because they're going to miss, all of those players are going to miss at least the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers and possibly the game against the Dallas Cowboys. And we'll see how Baltimore plays against Pittsburgh. We'll see how RG3 plays, and if he plays well, I think they'll probably beat the Dallas Cowboys, but you never know. You never know. They may lose to the Dallas Cowboys because if RG3 plays really bad, then you never know. The Cowboys can, flip a switch in that game. So we'll see about that. I'm really looking at the Ravens schedule. So right now they're 6-4. They're in the AFC North. They're in the outside looking in the playoff race. So they've got Steelers on the road on Tuesday. Then they got versus Cowboys. And after that, they have a favorable schedule at Browns versus Jaguars versus Giants at Bengals. But if they lose these next two games at Pittsburgh and versus Cowboys, I don't think they're making the playoffs. I'm counting them out right there. And I'm sure that some Ravens fans are going to say, oh yeah, we have an easy schedule. We're going 10-6 at worst, even if they lose the next two games. But for me, I don't believe in this easy schedule. To me, it's nonsense. Let's just say that. Because we just saw the Cowboys, they lost a couple games with the so-called easy schedule, and even my Miami Dolphins, they're in the middle of an easy schedule stretch, and they lose on the road to inferior Denver Broncos team. So to me, any team can lose or beat any team in any given week. And this week, unfortunately for Baltimore, not looking good because other playoff teams have a fairly easy matchup this week. So the Las Vegas Raiders, they're 6-4. They're playing at the Atlanta Falcons, which the Atlanta Falcons, they just lost on the road at the Saints. So that's a pretty winnable game. I think the Miami Dolphins, they're playing at the winless New York Jets, so I would call that a pretty much a guaranteed win. New York Jets have no chance. So for the other games, we got the Cleveland Browns playing at Jacksonville. Obviously, Jacksonville is no powerhouse. Cleveland's probably winning that game. And we have Tennessee at Indianapolis, probably one of the games of the week. Winner of that game controls first place of the AFC South, so that's going to be a pretty huge game. So really, what I wanted to talk about in this video is I'm intrigued to see what will happen to the Baltimore Ravens and how they perform this next 1 or 2 games without Lamar Jackson. And let's just say, if RG3 plays well in Lamar Jackson's absence, will they stick with him? If he does it well passing, running the football, no turnovers. To me, turnovers are the big thing. I think Lamar Jackson's downfall are turnovers. So if RG3 can take care of the ball, have a pretty conservative game, short passes, move his team down the field, aided by his running game, whether the running backs are there or not, I think they have a good enough offensive line to move the football on the ground. I think they'll be able to move it on the ground. And I want to know, if RG3 plays well, will they stick with him after those 2 games? Or will Lamar Jackson, he'll probably come in. But I want to see. And if RG3 plays bad, what happens to the Ravens? If they lose their next 2 games and fall to 6-6, can they make the playoffs? We'll see about that. So, yeah. So this is a pretty big blow for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, along with I believe 6-7 players being out with COVID this week, and it's a pretty big deal. And actually, as I'm recording this, I just found out that Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, he stopped all in-person practice for Monday and Tuesday. They're all going to be virtual, so that's a big thing for all the teams. Really, they miss out on a couple days of practice in person, so it's a pretty big deal. So anyways, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if you enjoy NFL content or college football content more. Please let me know so I know which videos I can make more of.